Hi, my name is Brooklyn. My personal narrative's about last year when I went to see my favorite band, Why Don't We? So when we got there, we had to wait outside in a line for like 2 hours. And we got there so early because I got VIP tickets to meet the boys. Um, and I've been counting down the days till the concert. I was so excited. Once we got inside, we had to wait in another line for the actual meet and greet. And while my mom and dad came with my cousin Ashley and I, um, and while we were waiting, I was making small talk with other Limelights. Limelights are Why Don't We fans. And my dad had went to go to the bar to get a drink. And I was talking to this other girl, and my mom turns me around really fast, and she was pointing to the stage, and I was like, "What?" And I see what she's pointing at, and the boys are walking to the venue floor. Little did I remember that my dad was also at the bar, and by the bar is a door, which the boys are walking out of. And the boys just walked past my dad, all just shaking his hand. And all I could think was my dad had met Why Don't We before I did. And it was just, I couldn't think of anything else but that. My dad had no idea who they were. They thought he thought that they were just guys, and so he was just shaking their hand. He didn't know what was them. Yeah. And so while we were waiting some more, I was just talking to other Limelight, trying to distract myself because every time I would look up and see that the line was getting shorter, I would just get more nervous. And soon, my nervous levels were to the max because I was next, and so I walk up to the first boy. His name's Daniel Seavey, and I hug him and I tell him that I love him, and he tells me that he loves me more. And he smells so good. He smells like watermelons and flowers. It just smells so good. And then I walk to the next boy. His name is Corbin Besson, and he hugs me. And he tells me that he loves me, and he asked me how my day was, and I told him that I love him too. And my day was just, it feels so unreal. I was having such a good day. And then I walk into the next boy. His name is Jonah Murray, and he's so much taller than me. Like, my head came to, like, his lower chest. And his hugs are, like, warm and sweet. He's like a giant teddy bear. And then I walk up to the next boy. His name is Zach Heron. He happens to be my favorite. And so I was getting really nervous, and I was trying to calm myself down by telling myself that he's just a normal guy, and there's nothing worried about, and don't make yourself look stupid. But I ended up making myself look stupid. I started word vomiting. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love you so much, you're my favorite. Oh my god, you make me so happy. And I was like, oh my god, Brooklyn, you just made yourself look stupid. But he just laughed at me and told me that he loved me, and I give the best hugs. And I probably look like Tom the tomato from VeggieTales. My face is probably so red, and my face hurt from smiling. It was a train wreck. And then I walk up to the last boy. His name is Jack Avery. And the Jack has this saying that he made up in French. And Limelights would tell it to him when they would meet him. So that's what I did. I walked up to him, I hugged him, and I told him, Je t'aime ma petite tête de chou, which means I love you, my little cabbage head. And he just laughed at me and smiled and told me that he loved me too. And then I stood in between Jonah and Zach, and their photographer, August, took our group picture. And after that, I just turned around and yelled, I love you so much. And I ran to my mom, who was at the front of the stage with other moms who were saving seats. And then later, my dad and Ashley came back from whenever she was meeting them. And then all the parents went back in the back of the venue to get out of the crowd of screaming teenage girls. And then the show started, and the music was just blasting. and I was screaming the lyrics so loud. I ended up losing my voice for about 2 weeks after that. But I don't regret it. It was so much fun. And then their song Taking You came on. Is a special song because it was the first song they had ever released. And the bridge of the song was the instrumental break, in which the boys would jump off the stage and hug the crowd over the barricades. And Daniel was the boy that hugged my section. And he leaned over the barricades, and he looked at me, and he kissed my cheek. Oh my god, I don't think you guys understand. He kissed my cheek. And I just looked at him and I screamed, hoping that he could hear me over the music. I just screamed that I loved him so much. And then there's this little staircase in front of me that all the boys would use. They were like, it was like a little small staircase. And they used it to go up on stage. And Zach ran by and I stuck out my hand. And he grabbed my hand, holding it for like 5 seconds. The longest and the best 5 seconds of my life. And then he went back on stage. And the show went on and I continued belting the lyrics from the top of my lungs. I ended up sounding like a creature, a demon. It was horrible. I wasn't even singing anymore. I was just screeching. And the show eventually ended, give or take an hour after that. And the boys walked off stage and we were leaving the building. And I looked at Ashley and I said, this was the absolute best day of my life. Who knew that 5 boys could make me so happy and have such an impact on me? To say the least, it was surreal. And I had the best day of my life. And that day has stuck with me ever since. So that's it. Thank you for listening to my personal narrative. Bye.